What y'all thought I was done? Y'all thought y'all got rid of me. Y'all thought when I said that we are the biggest, by the way, that we're bigger than everybody, y'all thought I was playing? Y'all thought it was a joke? Y'all must not took me serious when I said that we're bigger than everyone. Anybody that you could possibly think of, we're bigger than. Y'all must have thought that I was just playing. I was just kidding. I was ha 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 ha, he. That's what y'all must have thought about me. Nah, people, I don't play no games. Not all the time. Nobody gives a fuck about a rapper. Oh, nobody. Man. Fuck all of these things. Oh my goodness, who's that guy yelling? Let me give y'all a little bit of time to get in here. But for those of y'all that's gonna be watching this back, we just did a episode on how this is the most racially biased and prejudiced, outwardly prejudiced country in the Western world, and how we are basically putting ourselves into a white nationalist box by only having policies that go towards and favorable towards one race over another. And then we talked about kind of like all the nuances that are a part of that. So let's see, it's 222 right now. I'm gonna give it another minute, and then I'm gonna just go. You too funny, but damn, you can talk. LOL. I can definitely talk, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I can definitely talk. You know what's crazy is that like I didn't used to like be a talker. You know what I mean? Like I didn't used to like talking to people. You know what I mean? What's going on? Brenda Maya, how are you? Welcome in. Like I said, I'm gonna give it until about 3 minutes, 30 seconds, and I'm gonna just run it, dog. And then some of y'all that's gonna be watching this back, y'all just gonna have to play this particular episode back. But welcome in, everybody. Don't forget to double tap that screen and give us a like, comment, share, and subscribe, because we are the biggest, by the way. We're bigger than anybody that you can think of. And today we're talking about something that's painfully obvious about my country. Something that's so obvious is that ooh, excuse me. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for being here. Maya, it's Magia. Okay, cool. Something that's going on in this country right now is what's called, and something that's been going on in like the whole world, really. Any country that has anything to do with anything or any, what's been going on, unless they've been taken over by military force, what you have going on in each and every country is a nepo mania. And does anybody know what nepotism means? Does anybody know what nepotism means? If you know what nepotism means, go ahead and leave it. Go ahead and leave it right down here in the comments if you know what nepotism means. Oh, right on, dog. I'm still not gonna pronounce that right, so I'll just leave it alone for right now. You know what I mean? I'll just leave it alone for right now, because I don't know, I don't know, But I'm glad to have you here joining us today. I appreciate you being here. I definitely appreciate you being here. All right. Let's see. About 4:50. All right, I'm just gonna run it. All right, so for those of y'all that's gonna be watching this back, I appreciate y'all being here. Again, don't forget to double tap that screen, like, comment, share, subscribe. We are the biggest, by the way. We're bigger than everybody. Today's episode for this 6 o'clock info special is some interesting things just occurred. Nepotism. Nepotism is when you hire people that are like-minded. They went to the same school as you. They joined the same social clubs as you. They're part of the same family as you. They're part of the same racial identity as you. They're part of the same social economic class as you. By and large, that is what nepotism is. So if you're ever interested in who's running the show all around the world, I want you to do something. I want you to look at in any meeting. I want you to look at the UN, the United Nations Council. And I want you to look at all the people, same workplace precisely. I want you to look at all the people that are in, I want you to look at a picture of all of those people who are present. And I want you to tell me, what do they look like? Does the United Nations, and again, nations being plural, being more than one, do the United Nations look like they represent everybody of those countries, or do they look like they represent the elite social class of all of those nations? I want you to answer that question for me. I'll answer that for you now, though. All of these, if you look at the United Nations, what it looks like, and by and large, unless they're from a only like an African country, Southern African country, or they're from a Eastern Asian country, all of those people that represent their countries, even if their countries have diversity in them, or even if their countries have people who by and large are darker toned in their melanation than them, by and large, everybody that's representing in the UN is white. Everybody who's representing in the UN is white. Everybody. So if you want to know why something like that would matter, or why you should care about something like that, it's not that you should be racially biased against whites, or it's not that you should only want your particular ethnic group to be overly represented in some place like this. What I'm telling you is that there is a global there's a global game being played where the social elites all happen just to be people of peach skin tone, regardless if that's in Asian countries. And then even in the African countries, all of those people are European trained socially and politically and scholastically. Meaning, if they want to, when they study at universities and stuff like that, they don't go to the universities in their own countries, even though the most prestigious universities in their own countries, they go to Europe for solidified education. They go to Europe, and then they come back and they rule over their people. That's what's going on around the world. We are in a global nepomania situation where the social elite all happen to be peach-skinned people. And this is not a race thing. This is just a true thing. We are in a situation where elite status has been associated with white skin, true. But also, what's going on is, furthermore, it's being maintained at the highest level. So, what does that have to do with today's episode? Well, I just want you guys to, so today I wanted to talk to you guys about this right here. The Department of Justice sues Minneapolis school districts for catering to one specific racial group over another. Blue-collar jobs have fell a record 40% since 2023. 99% of the countries that are represented in the United Nations all happen to be people of either European descent or white identifying backgrounds. This is true, people. For those of y'all that's going to be watching this back, I appreciate y'all being here. Don't forget to double tap that screen, like, comment, share, subscribe, because we are the biggest, by the way. We're bigger than everybody that you can think of. So today, I want to talk about nepomania and how it affects the whole world. So what's going on right now, and something that I just recently found out too, that kind of breaks my heart that I found it out. It doesn't have to do with the conversation, but it does have to do with the conversation. Oh, I don't play no games, bro. I don't play any games. I don't play any. One thing I don't do, I might joke around. I might ha 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 he he he, but I don't play any games. Anyways, one thing that broke my heart that I recently noticed, um, it makes me emotional to even think about. Nepomania isn't just white people hiring other white people, or Americans hiring only Americans. No, it goes way deeper than this. Excuse me. It goes way deeper than that. Nepomania stems all the way to even when we think that we're being liberated. We think that these countries that have dictators and tyrants over them, and then they get liberated by the military or by the people. We think that the people that gets put into power, we think that they are normal, like you and me. Like, we think that they're people for the people who are normal, like you and I, when it's not true. It's not the case. A perfect example is what's going on in Burkina Faso. Y'all know Burkina Faso, they are like America, meaning they have a Burkina Faso policies first. They just recently opened their borders back up, but they had their borders closed to everybody. If you weren't from Burkina Faso, if you weren't a national born citizen of Burkina Faso, you could not come in. They rejected European aid, and also any type of European diplomats. They made them leave the country. So, like, on paper, it sounds like Burkina Faso is kind of similar to Haiti during its revolution times, where they were bucking the system. They were bucking Europeans, and they were killing off those who oppressed them, and they were getting rid of those people. So on paper, it sounds cool. What recently just happened in Burkina Faso that made me change my mind about the country is that their leader, Ibrahim Traore, just introduced their own digital ID system. Let me finish my thought, and then I'm gonna address everything that you and everybody else gonna be commenting. But you have no idea what's in my mind, bro. It's crazy. But anyways, what's going on with Ibrahim Traore is that he just introduced a digital ID system, whereas they're keeping track of all their citizens' biometrics. So on one hand, I thought that Ibrahim Traore was a stand-up guy and was a revolutionary fighter and was a pioneer for democracy and for just the liberation of people and a removal from European ideas and from European colonialism, basically going back to blackness and away from whiteness, and keeping the resources and the diamonds and the minerals in Burkina Faso, and keeping the national resources and products in Burkina Faso, and having black people for black people in Burkina Faso. I thought he was like that, and I still assume that he's doing that. But also, just like North Korea, how they have their own divine families, Ibrahim Traore is just an agent of chaos as well. He just introduced the digital ID system that's going to invade the whole world. It's the mark of the beast, bro. Just without the chip. It's the start. Well, you can argue that social security numbers and all that's the mark of the beast too, but this is deeper, because without this digital ID system, just like a social security card, but you can still kind of get a job and stuff, but this, without a digital ID system, if you don't get it, you can't work. He just introduced that to his country, to where if you don't get the digital ID system, if you don't buy in all the way to it, you won't be able to work. You won't be able to do goods, and you won't be able to be a citizen. Not one who can buy and sell goods and support themselves. No, I mean, you don't have to get it, but you don't. Well, I don't know if you have to get it over there or not. But by and large, the sentiment of the digital ID system that people say to make it seem like, it's a cool thing or it's a cool idea is that, it's optional. It's just a way for us to keep track of each other and for us to protect ourselves against cyber threats and, say we have another national security threat where all of our information is stolen from the banking systems and stuff like that. This is just another way. I don't like the lighting right here, bro. I think I'm gonna move. Let me try this out real quick. I don't like the lighting. That's better. Yeah, that's way better. All I have to do is move over to the side. All right, I'm gonna do it like this. It broke my heart when I found out that he went to a digital ID system, bro. That broke my heart. It broke my heart so much. Because I thought he was against tyranny, but he's just a tyrant himself. And they just implemented this maybe 30 to 90 days ago, and this from moving forward, that's going to be the system unless we come to a collective agreement that digital ID is an infringement on human rights. An infringement on human rights. So this Nepo man. So to conclude my first original point before I move to the next one, to conclude the first original point, nepotism isn't just whites hiring other whites or Asians hiring other Asians, black hiring other black. No, it's like-minded. It's people who desire power controlling and only doing business with other people who desire power. That's what this is about. The reason he would do something like that is because, and if you look at him, that's why he keeps a gun on his hip, even when he's talking to a different country, whatever. That's why he's always in tactical gear, is because these people are ready for war. These people are just what our current administration wants to do. If they could walk around in tactical military gear without looking crazy and without Americans saying, what the heck are you doing? They would. What you have here is just more people who want to control. That's what you have going on. More people who want to control. Do you want the devil or Satan? That's what you got going on now. You want the devil or you want Satan? Ibrahim Traore, I'm very disappointed in you, bro. But you're doing exactly what you've always been meant to do. You're a Nepo baby too. You want all power centralized with yourself too. You're for Burkina Faso, but you're for all the power being held by Burkina Faso and Burkina Faso's elite. You are not for the people. Because if you were for the people, you would be against digital ID systems and the infringement that those systems have on on human rights, to be separated from state and to go about the world freely as a sovereign citizen of your country. You are against that. And any country that has implemented digital ID system is against the people. Burkina Faso is against the people. Vietnam is against the people. China is against their people. Russia is against their people. Micronesia, I think, is another place that got it, is against their people. I'm only going to go to about 30, 35 minutes and then I'm going to cut it. But what I'm saying is true. If there's nothing we can do about it, then why should we worry about it? All we can do is pray. That is incorrect, my friend. The reason that we find ourselves in these type of situations and scenarios is because we believe that we're in a society where we can't do anything about anything. That is a fallacy, and it's a lie from the pit of hell. If my house was burning down just because you're in your country or you're in your city and you're in your state and you knew about my house burning down, do you think that there was anything that you could do? Sure, you can call my local authorities. You can call maybe friends or family that you have that might be associated with my area to come check on my house. You can send donations to a fund to help rebuild my house. There's things that you can do. What I'm saying to you is that we've been brought up into a place, into a society where we believe that there's nothing we can do because we always see all these things of great proportion happening all over the world to where we feel like there's nothing that we can do. But there's definitely something that we can do because we are the people. All we can do is something. That's what it is. That's what it is, dog. I'm based out of Ohio and Texas currently. Before I get based out of Los Angeles as well. You know, that's where I'm based out of. But what I'm telling you is that there's always something that you can do. Literally, there's always something that you can do. To believe that we can't do anything is to have a blind eye to injustice. And this is kind of like the same thing that happened during Jim Crow time. Same thing that's happening now. Same thing that happened during slave times. Just because you aren't directly involved with something doesn't mean that you can't go against something or support something to help. You know what I'm saying? There's always something you can do to help. So that finishes the point of nepotism, and we understand what nepotism is. For those of y'all that's gonna be watching this back, we understand what nepotism is. Again, it's like-minded individuals hiring or only doing business and putting into positions of putting into position of power other like-minded individuals. That's what nepotism is. So what you have here is a global organized nepomaniac that is centered around not only whiteness, but is also centered around a lust and greed for power and complete control over the people. Thank you, Lord. This is cooking up. All right. So moving forward then, what you got going on right now is that the same people in my country who are voting for this current administration, who are against people of color, who are against diversity, they call them the silent white majority. These people, what you have here is that they are supporting this nepotism regime. The idea of these nepomaniacs, the people in power, they're supporting these people because they feel like they're a part of that social class. Yo, I don't like the light, bro. You call me a model, you can call me wherever you like, bro, but I don't like the light, bro. So I'm gonna go over here for now. I don't like the light, though. So what you have here is people that are directly voting for and rooting for people who do not have their best interests, but they assume because of how they look and their racial identity that they can identify with the ruling class. And they would be so far from the truth, it would be phenomenal. I appreciate that, dog. I work hard for what I got. Not due to nepotism. Nobody ever gave me anything. Well, that's not true. I've been given things. I've been given life by my mom and dad, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, I've been given some things. But what I'm saying to you is true. And what I'm saying to all of y'all that's going to be watching this back is true. Is that we, now I'm on the silent white majority, is because they support these type of practices. They support this type of dogma. And we're in a situation where nepotism has ruled the world, the known modern world, for far too long now. Dogma, ideas, rhetoric, the way that things are going. They support the way that things are going, dogma, because they don't know no better. Or because they think that they're associated with the elite ruling class that practices nepotism on the highest scale. The silent white majority supports nepotism, supports these nepomaniacs because they believe that they're supporting themselves when really they're going against their own interests. And is the least conservative thing they can do is support nepotism. People who don't work for nothing, people who are given things based on their social class. Am I political? I find myself in a political space. I just like to say that I'm aware. You know what I mean? I just like to say I'm aware. I need to clean my mirror though, yo. Like, what the heck is going on? Like on this spot, like right here. What's that about? Is that because I be putting my head on the mirror? Probably. But I don't subscribe to for those of y'all gonna be watching this back, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and double tap this screen, so we can get these likes up. Yeah, I don't subscribe to politics. But I find myself being pulled into this arena. You know what I mean? Like I find myself being pulled into this arena. You know what I mean? Like, so how do you know all this stuff? Reading. All I do is read, bro. And you can do the same thing. I'm just an informed citizen because, as you should know, ignorance of the law does not exclude you from the law, bro. Like, for example, if you got pulled over because you're not supposed to have your radio turned up to a certain level in this part of the road, and you argue to the officer that you didn't know that, that's not an excuse for why you're not going to get a ticket. You're still going to get a ticket. You feel me? Ignorance of the law does not excuse you from the law. You know what I'm saying? If you stay on the internet, learn from the internet, bro. We all learn different types of ways. Right now, I'm struggling with reading the Bible right now. Like, reading the Bible is hard for me right now because I'm a sinner. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a sinner. So reading the Bible is hard for me right now, but listening to audio books on the Bible is easy for me right now. So it's like, just go with your move, but just go with something. And if you're going to oversaturate yourself with online information, then, try to listen to people who speak life into you, not just like motivational speakers, but like people who actually got information and who are actually like telling you something. You know what I mean? So that's what's going on with that. So, anyways, what you got going on right now is a nepo mania controlled world. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with that is that we've allowed ourselves to be convinced, just like this person in the live said earlier, that there's nothing that we can do. And then when we have a savior or a hero come along, geez, oh, peas, I need to, boy, do something with my head. Boy, geez, oh, peas. Well, y'all just gonna have to look at me crazy. But what we learn though is that the people who we think are our heroes are not heroes at all. They're just people who want the power for themselves. Ibrahim Traore in Burkina Faso. I thought he was a good guy. But you know how I know he's not a good guy? Is because he just introduced a digital ID system in his country. And no other foreign entity, no other European entity that I'm aware of made him do that. Nobody else made him do that. He did that himself on his own recognizance, on his own will, because he wants to keep track of his citizens himself, for himself. And what you're going to find out is that when it's time for him to give up power, which is not going to happen, by the way, but when it's time for him to give up power because either he's too sick, too old, or dead, what you're going to have happen is either his family, it's going to be a nephew, it's going to be an uncle, it's going to be a niece, it's going to be whatever the case. Well, it's a Muslim country, so I don't think it's going to be a niece, but it's going to be somebody that he's related to or associated with that's going to be just as bad, if not worse than him. And that's what you got going on in America. So you guys should notice a trend, though. If you watch, if you look at any type of UN type of briefings, I know you guys probably don't. That shit be boring. Excuse me, that stuff be boring. We in a different solo mode, so I'm watching my mouth. That stuff be boring. You know what I mean? Like, I understand you guys not caring. I used to not care about a lot of stuff. But as I remember my life and as I look back on my life, I'm grateful for people like my grandfather who made me listen to this type of shit. You know what I mean? He made me watch that type of stuff. And like, I used to be like, why are you making me watch some of the most boring shit ever? Like, why are you making me care about Nothing. Like these people be born, they all white. Like they all, what are you making me watch this for? You know what I'm saying? What are you making me watch this for? I would say some 607 Unk stuff. You familiar with 607 Unk? When you just asked me that age question, if you're familiar with 607 Unk, I'm gonna answer that in my 607 Unk voice. I'm old enough to, rich enough to, you know what I'm saying? There you go. But anyway, what you got going on is a global nepo system that is dependent upon nepotism. People are only working with, doing business with, promoting people who are in the same social status and class as them. And these are all the socially elite. And it just so happens that most of the socially elite in the world happen to be white people, white skinned people, white skinned Latino people, really, really white skinned Asian people, European trained, bred, and socially identifying African people. That's what's going on all over the world. That's what's going on all over the world. So let's bring this, let's reel this back in. I know I said I'm going to 32, but y'all know I'm at 32. I got to make it to 40. So what's going on now? I'm gonna reel this back into America. To America. What's going on right now? Did you guys know that our Department of I'm reeling it. I just covered nepotism. Let's pivot right now to a different topic of what's going on abroad and how nepotism not only affects us domestically as a people, but also how it shows itself in different parts of society. So what's going on in Minnesota right now is that the Department of Justice, that's our Department of Justice, just recently sued Minneapolis, the whole city of Minneapolis, for hiring too many they make up all these new words. So I just learned this today too. They're suing the city of Minneapolis for hiring too many BIPOC. Do y'all know what BIPOC mean? I didn't know what it meant either. It means by Black Indigenous People of Color. Because people who just are like naturally from what the earth looks like, melanin, they give us names, but then I guess they're normal people. I don't know. Anyways, the Department of Justice just sued the whole city of Minneapolis for hiring too many. So what's the number? Like, what's too many? Like, so since 2023, they've been trying to hire at least 40%, have a number at about 40% of biracial inclusion into their public school systems. 40%. That's 40% out of 100, by the way. 40% out of 100, by the way. So they don't like that so many Black people have been hired intentionally to create a diverse workplace. They call that racial. They call that racist. Even if the premise of including making sure things are diverse is to hire more diverse people. They say that in itself is racist. So since that is racist, you might think, okay, maybe it is racist to just focus on hiring a specific group of people, whatever the case may be. Like maybe that is racist. Like maybe, maybe they got something to that. Maybe there's something to that. Like maybe that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's not okay. You know what I'm saying? So nah, you would be wrong. The reason you'd be wrong is because these are the same people that take away things. Again, we just talked about this in our last episode. These are the same. I'm gonna answer your question too, bro. These are the same people who just have done everything in their power to take away any type of thing that reminds us about the history and the racial prejudices of America and the racial prejudices of white America versus everybody else. This is the same country that has recently done that. This is the same place that has recently done that. What you think about Africa? I'm gonna get to your comment in just a second, goddess. What I think about Africa? I think Africa has been messed up ever since they changed the name to Africa back in the 1700s. I think the main first thing we need to do is remove the name of Africa because Africa was not developed by Africans. Africa was a name given to the people of the indigenous land by a Dutch colonialist. So the true name and nature of Africa is not Africa. So I think when we fix the name part, we'll get back to you know, the land with the most natural resources anywhere on the planet. Will get back to a place of prominence and abundance. When they do that first thing, and then the second thing I think about Africa is, excuse me. The second thing I think about Africa is that it's a perfect example of what colonialism looks in the modern world. So if you look at Africa like a poor place or like a place like a shithole, let's just be real about it, people. If you look at Africa like a shithole, or you look at Haiti like a shithole, or you look at any place where whites are not predominantly in charge as a shithole, I would implore you to do your research on what colonialism is and what colonial infiltration does to a population. So this is what happens, and this is what happened in Africa. This is what happened in Haiti. This is what happened in America. This is what happens. What happens is that you get the people who either have stronger funding or stronger allies, and they invade a country, whether it be through like overt invasion, like overt meaning like outwardly invasion, like, you know, colonial imperialism, you know, from the British Empire, or you get it subvertly, like quietly, like what we doing like what America is doing in Venezuela right now, you know, by trying to kill the president, by saying that we're going against drug pushers and gangs and stuff like that there. You know, we'll either do it in your face or we'll do it behind your back, but regardless, we're doing it. So what's going on in Africa right now is that we are against that. We are saying that look at these African nations and how corrupt and they are corrupt. 99% of them and their leaders are corrupt. They are. But the reason that they're corrupt is because their leaders are the social elite of that country, and their leaders have European mindsets. So what they do is they take all the resources from their country and they outsource them to Europe. Or they take all the resources from their country and the resources are gathered between a few families, and then they families live like kings in their shithole country. But then also when shit hits the fan in their country, they just escape and go back to Europe, which is where they pulled all their money from anyway. So if you're wondering like why Haiti is such a shithole, why places like Uganda is such a shithole, why Brian Lars, the whole continent and the countries in the continent of Acabulan, Africa, is such a shithole, is because of stuff like that. The resources have been sucked and drained and outsourced to feed white countries, and the countries themselves and the people themselves were left to survive off of the leftovers, the scraps. And then it's told, ha 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 ha, look at these people, they're shit. They can't even control their own country. You know, a real narcissistic type behavior we got going on here. Let's read some more comments. They really don't want to want Brown to have anything. That's our gift, though. The meek shall inherit the earth. Just love, as God said, and be patient and faithful. I do agree that we need to be patient, and I do believe that we need to be faithful. And I do believe, and I do know, rather, you know, my belief doesn't mean anything. What I know to be true is that the meek shall inherit the earth, and that the meek is already kind of like it's an unraveling. So as much as the top look like they winning, they also like crumbling down because they overextended their hand. So we know what they got going on. We know I gotta go back over here. We know what they got going on. We know how they get down. We know their playbook. So now we're just at a place where we're just like kind of keeping everybody else like we're getting on the same page. That's what's going on right now. We're all getting on the same page. That's what's going on right now. We're all getting on the same page. It's that glare. That's why I keep moving. It's that glare right there. Y'all see that right there? It's that glare that I be getting on my screen. Like it be, ah! So that's what's going on right now. Patience is something that we need to do. You know what I'm saying? That's that divine light right there. Oh, man, I can't make this up. Or it's the reflection off of this right here, reflecting off of my screen as well. However y'all want to look at it. Maybe I got to do that. Anyways, what we want to do here is we want to keep making ourselves aware. And then also what we need to do, because awareness is one thing, but another thing is we got to put bullet to the metal. Welcome in, everybody. I appreciate you being here, Duality Absorber. I appreciate all of y'all that's going to be being here, and I appreciate y'all rocking with me. It means the world to me. It really does. And for those of y'all that's going to be watching this back, for those of y'all that's casually coming in and out now, don't forget to double tap the screen, like, comment, share, subscribe, because we are the biggest, by the way, and we're bigger than everybody. So I appreciate y'all doing it, and y'all can also learn something along with me. Use me for information, because I'm using y'all for attention. So use me for information, because that makes this reciprocal. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about a mutualistic relationship. Consensual. It's all consensual. So, yeah, that's what's going on right now, though. You know, what I want to talk about very briefly, though, before I keep reading y'all comments, and I'm going to forget y'all. Y'all know how I do. What I want to talk about very briefly is how the blue collar and the silent white majority, because blue collar work, what's blue collar work? Blue collar work is like manufacturing jobs, plumbing jobs, man's work, getting out there in that field and getting dirty, getting out there in that field and getting dirty. That's blue collar work. You know what I mean? Man's work, that's blue collar work. And by and large, blue collar America, the silent white majority America as well, in conjunction, they're pretty much the same thing, but in conjunction, they have all voted for policies like ending abortion, Roe v. Wade, ending civil rights laws, ending I just remembered the word. What's the word again, y'all? Somebody just told me in the last live, but I forgot it again. That people didn't like because people didn't like this because it allowed black people a fair chance to compete in the workforce with whites. Anyways, they ended stuff like that. I don't know why I can't never remember that, bro. This is pissing me off, bro. Like, I don't like not like key stuff like that. I don't like not remembering, bro. And I'm trying to think, bro. Anyways, blue collar America, the silent white majority America, by and large, which is the biggest recipient of food stamps and government assistance and stuff like that. By and large, no, not segregation. It's something else. This got enacted in like the 2000s to keep the workforce diversely inclusive. I just can't remember the name right now. Think Bush administration though. Bush administration and Bush policies. No Child Left Behind, but then also something else. Where it allowed blacks to compete in the workforce, and then a bunch of whites got mad because they were like, it has to do with DEI. Then they got mad because they were like, why are you making it to where you're discriminating against me because I'm white? That's reverse discrimination. They become the victims, etc. You know what I mean? etc. Anyways, let me finish this point. The point that I'm making right now is, and for those of y'all that's gonna be watching this back, I appreciate y'all tuning in. The point I'm making is that dang, do I forget the point I'm making? Hold on, give me a second. The point I'm making is that blue collar America and the silent white majority America have always voted against their own interests in the guise of voting for their own interest. The reason we got this current regime now is because the silent white majority and blue collar America, working class America, has voted against their own interest. The equity agenda. No, not the equity agenda. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I can't think of it. You know what? I can't take this. I can't take it. I can't take it. I gotta remember what that word is. It's gonna piss me off. It's gonna piss me off, people. And I don't want to get pissed off. And for those of y'all who's gonna be watching this back, I appreciate y'all being here. Don't forget to double tap that screen, like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me go on the last live that I just did real quick. And I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about. Oh man, they didn't upload the chat section yet. Musical chairs, LOL, you a fool. Nah, bruh. Ain't no musical chairs. I don't remember, bro. I don't remember. It's pissing me off. So in order for me not to get pissed off, let me just focus on the topic at hand today. You know what I'm saying? Because it's pissing me off. Anyways, blue collar America, the silent white majority of America have always voted for their own interests. But in retrospect, like looking back on it in hindsight, they've always voted against their own interests. And what are their own interests? Their own interest is for universal health care, a livable wage, and equal protection and treatment under the law. But because they don't want other people to enjoy what they think the same luxuries that they have just by being part of the ruling class, skin tone wise, is why they vote for a Trump. Why they think that a Trump has their best interest. I can't look it up because I can't think of the name. I can't, you know what? Yes, I can think of that. We're just gonna go Bush diversity policies. And it's on the tip of my tongue right now. Affirmative action. 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 I can't forget it no more. Affirmative action. That's what it is. Affirmative action. The reason that they hate affirmative action is because they don't want nobody to be on the same playing field as them. But even them, they're not on an equal playing field as the Nepomania ruling elite class. They're not. They're not on the same playing field, people. They would like to be. They would like to consider themselves as, but they're not on the same playing field. And you can't get through to these thick-skulled people and convince them that. The only way that they learn is through pain. Most people only learn through pain. And what's their pain? Losing their Social Security benefits. Losing their food assistance benefits. The workforce that Trump and them, they like to stout, that has been increasing so much in bringing all these jobs back to America, shit jobs that don't nobody want. I'm not against working, but I'm just saying shit jobs that we outsource because for a reason. Like I'm not for outsourcing work to different countries. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it was shit work. That's all I'm saying. Shit work. The same shit work that Trump says is black jobs. Shit work. Nanny shit. Super shit. The cleaner. Shit like that. Shit jobs. I've done these shit jobs. I'm just saying they're shit jobs, though. I'm not against workers and working. If you're doing one of these shit jobs right now, you're probably one of the best people doing that shit job ever. But I'm just saying, affirmative action just ensured that on paper, legally, we kept a level playing field for all people. So what's going on in Minneapolis is the Department of Justice, for those of y'all who's going to be watching this back, the Department of Justice just sued our Department of Justice, the whole country. The Department of Justice just sued Minneapolis for having policies that are affirmative action-y type. These people hold grudges. They hold grudges. They didn't like civil rights. They didn't like Black Lives Matter. They didn't like affirmative action. They didn't like none of it. They hold grudges. And so when they got into a position of power and high social status, they made sure that whatever they do is going to affect those that benefited from affirmative action, Black Lives Matter, civil rights, anything like that, even if it goes against their own interests. They rather let the whole neighborhood burn down than you have a house that's right next door to them. I gotta get up again, boy. But that's what's going on. So, how do we feel about the Department of Justice, or a federal agency, suing a city for making sure that they got a diverse enough staff? If I don't hire more Black and people of color, then that means that I'm just hiring white people. And white people aren't the only demographic that makes up this country or makes up public schools anymore. That's been over with. That's been over with since the 60s. So that's what's going on today, folks. And I just wanted to make y'all aware of this. Be aware of the world that you live in, because it'll make you that much more protected. Yeah, until Trump takes away the online remote working, Trump does not like Americans not being indoctrinated into this Rothschild system. He wants you to show up. He wants a body there. He doesn't want you online enjoying the freedom and peace of your home. No, he wants you in that stinking ass building, clocking in and breathing in them dumbass fumes and, just being a machine. He wants you to be a machine. And it's not just Trump. It's the spirit that lies behind the Trump. I don't blame Trump for a lot of this stuff. It's the spirit that has already been existing in America for the reason that we're at this point to get go. You must have said something crazy, Queen Fortnite. Why you take away that message? I got too many mirrors, bro, and I need to clean them too. You seen them handprints? What the heck is going on there? Anyways, that's what's going on. That's what's going on. They playing games, starting to get the brown people worked up. Sad to say, they need more people. Yeah. So, I remember now. 17,684 jobs have been lost in the blue collar sector since August, and that all happened in a month. That all happened in 1 month. So the manufacturing sector of America, the blue collar sector of America, the backbone of America, which primarily is, blue collar is the backbone of America, bro. Blue collar is America, bro. Blue collar is the middle class, and with the disintegrating group that is the middle class, they still have not, by and large, the middle class still has not woken up yet. The majority middle class, which is the silent white majority, has not woken up. They still believe and they vote for racism because they're racist and they're bigoted. And they don't want anybody else to have the same luxuries they do because they're ignorant. They're retarded. I'm going to just say it. We're going full solo mode today. They're retarded. And a lot of them are cunts. Retarded people. And I'm calling my fellow Americans retarded. I am retarded. Stupid. Don't read. Don't have any, critical thinking skills. Dummies. Dummies. I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. All I know is if you can support a regime that actively hunts people on the street based off of their skin color or based off how they look, or if they look like they're from a particular group, a place in the world like South America or whatever the case, if you can do that, you're a retard, bro, and you don't deserve peace. If you support ICE in the deportation of people without a due process of law, without at least having their day in court, you're a retard, bro. If you support ICE obtaining children past the legal recommendation time, even though keeping these people in detention centers is just abominable, if you support that, you're retarded. Everyone deserves peace. That's my point, bro. King Solomon and the confining of demons to make it simple. Oh, we got some good topics coming on this Saturday, y'all. This is gonna be a good show. I'm talking to a guest I'm gonna have on Saturday. He just texted me. Yeah, that's gonna be a good show. That's gonna be awesome. We're gonna be talking about King Solomon and the demons that he exercised. That's gonna be a good one. But yeah, if you support ICE in any capacity, you're retarded and you're ignorant because you assume that it can't happen to you. So for my white Americans, for my black Americans, for any American that thinks that that's okay, because it's not just white people that think that's cool, it's black people too. I'll be saying them in my comments. For any of y'all that think that's okay and y'all claim to be Christians, what's gonna happen when they start coming against Christians? The same way with a task force that makes sure that they forcibly remove anything that reminds you of Jesus Christ, or isn't that goes against the program of the state. What's gonna happen then? Then you're not gonna want to ICE. You people are selectively ignorant and selectively tough. That's why I'm calling you retarded. Because that day, you so-called Christians, that day is going to be a terrible day for y'all. And then y'all going to be like, we should have saw this coming. Oh, man, we should, they're persecuting Christians. But you people are persecuting Muslims in this country. You people are persecuting people just based off of their national heritage in this country. You people are ignorant and retarded. And I don't like you, if it's not obvious. So, would I ever run for president? I don't know, man. These videos that I'll be making probably not gonna get me not elected. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand what the president is. The president is the president of a corporation. The president is the president of the United States of America. That's why, but Washington, D.C. is kind of like Rome. It's kind of separate from the United States. That's neither here nor there. It's the District of Columbia. So the District of Columbia operates as an organization that sits inside of the union that is the United States. So what I'm saying is the president is not what you think it is. The president is the president of a corporation. So do I want to be a president of a corporation? No. I just wants us free, y'all. I just wants us free. Freedom is all I wants. And I hear the voice and the pain of my ancestors crying. It's in my blood. It screams to me now. It's why I have the abundance in my life, financially, mentally, and physically. This is why I'm so abundant. It's because I'm supposed to do something. And I'm doing what I can. But at this time, no, I don't have any presidential aspirations. I used to do. I used to have them. I'm gonna be the first black face. I know I'm light-skinned, y'all. I know I'm light-skinned. But I'm gonna be the first black face on Mount Rushmore. Why would I want to sit next to a bunch of pedophiliac, cannibalistic racists? We are not the same. I'm not like them. I consider myself better than them. I don't want to sit next to the company of them. That would be disgraceful for me and my lineage. It would be an abomination for me. Nah, that's not godlike either. I don't want to be an idol. We should have no idols. If I can spark an idea of thought and revolution of the mind in a rapture of consciousness, I have done my duty on this planet, and I have lived a good life, and I'm ready to go home now. I'm ready to go home. All I want to do, man, is be used by my creator. That's all I want to do. That's all I care about. And I love you too much to not do that. So, just to re-surmise what we talked about today, guys. It was a quick one, but it was a good one. We talked about how nepotism, nepomania, is the thing that operates and that runs this whole world. And if you look at a place that's supposed to be so diverse, like the United Nations, you would think like the United Nations represents everybody, right? Like, okay, why is the United Nations just primarily made up of white people, then white skin and white identifying people? Why doesn't it look so diverse as the world? Like, the world is brown, bro. And different shades of variations of brown, bro. So why does the world look so weird? I mean, why does the United Nations look so weird when it's supposed to represent all people? Because nepotism is insidious. And whiteness has been associated with social elite status. And Burkina Faso isn't a good place. Ibrahim Traore is not a good guy. He just introduced the digital ID system. He's not a good guy. Very disappointed in you, Ibrahim. Bro, I'm so disappointed in him, bro. I thought he was operating on Malcolm X status. I thought he was operating on the Marcus Garvey status. And who knows? That's why you shouldn't idolize men. Who knows what Malcolm Little would have became if he got, supreme power and got to run his own country. He might have, but God took him when he took him. Who knows what Marcus Garvey would have really accomplished had he not had his bank accounts frozen and been hunted by whites. And who knows? They went over and they formed Liberia, but who knows what we really could be, or what a man would do with supreme power and authority. He just implemented a digital ID system, and digital ID means we record your biometrics. Your biometrics is your blood type, the way that your height, your weight, any type of diseases that you might have, infections. We also have access. Your digital ID card also has access to your banking systems and institutions as well, along with your tax information, along with your blood type, if I didn't say that already, along with your marital status. We got everything we need from you people. It's not a conspiracy no more. It's a growing trend. So we talked about that. We talked about how blue collar and the silent white majority of America have always voted for this nepotism and this nepomania that we see in the world, particularly not the world, U.S., my bad, my fault. The U.S. is because they believe that they're voting for their best interest, and their best interest is to keep all non-whites in a place of submittance to them. But what they're not realizing is that they're in the same pool of shitty water that we're in. And they think they're not. They think they're outside of the pool that has boo-boo in it, but they're swimming in it face first. They just got a snorkel on, and then it's like the elites, the ruling class. They pointing on the glass, they're tapping on them. They're like, they're behind you. And then blue collar, silent white majority of America, they're like, they're breathing through their snorkel. But you're gonna let me out of this pool one day, right? Of course, buddy. Of course, pal. Y'all seen South Park? Hey, buddy. I'm getting my Canadian voice on. Hey, buddy. Pal. Of course, buddy. It's just like that, bro. It's just like that, bro. I'm gonna let you out the pool one day, bro. Just keep them niggas away from me. I'm gonna let you out the pool one day, bro. Just keep them niggas away from me. Keep them away from me. Keep them away from me. All right, you can bet that, boy. I'm gonna keep them so far away from you, boy. You ain't even gonna know what they look like. All right, but you're still in the shit water that I'm in too, dude. So that's what's going on. So we talked about that, and then we also talked about how the Department of Justice has recently sued Minneapolis for having too many diversity policies in their hiring process when it comes to public school teachers. You know, because 40% of BIPOC, that's what the name they got for us now, BIPOC, Black Indigenous People of Color, 40% is just too high of a number. Because that's racist. As if a primarily majority white number wouldn't be the definition of racist. So we live in a country where retarded, bigoted eugenists are in charge. Eugenists meaning they want to control like the populations and stuff like that. That's also kind of like populationist, but it's more so specific ethnic groups that they want to promote. And Elon Musk is one of them too. So beware of Elon Musk. Beware of Bill Gates. Beware of these cunts. He's one of them too. They want to promote a specific type of ethnic group over another. Yeah, move to Switzerland. Switzerland has historically been invaded, bro. I'm not going to no European country, bro, because all of them have been invaded at some point, whether that was fascist Germany or Russia or something like that. Currently, America is the best place to be because it's never been invaded by a foreign entity since the Revolutionary War. So, you know, for all intents and purposes, this is still the best place on the planet to be, for all intents and purposes. You know, these lights that I got on right now, I'm so glad that they cut on. I used to live in third world countries, bro. That shit is not guaranteed that your lights cut on. You feel me? I'll be going upstairs and I'll be taking a shower and then I can cut it on hot and the hot water just come out. Like you and I, we take that for granted. That's not a guarantee when you go outside this country, bro. I go outside and it doesn't immediately smell like shit. That's not a guarantee when you live in these other countries, bro. So that's what's going on in the world around us. How do we feel about the Department of Justice suing Minneapolis for having more black people, you know, including more black, Latino, Indian, you know, the demographics of the city? How do you feel about them suing them, saying that that's a racist policy, even though these are the same people that are removing any type of civil rights leaders or people that made headway in this country, that died for things to just be civil and equal? How do you feel about them removing them from history books, removing them from museums, removing things that happened during slavery as far as cannibalism that was practiced rampantly during slave times and things like that? How do you feel about them removing that out of historical context, but then calling things that make things racially even as racist? Those people are cunts, bro, and I hope that they don't breathe too much longer. That type of the people that think like that. I don't wish breath for them. I wish the wrath of God. I pray, rather, I don't wish anything. I pray that they get exactly what they deserve. And I do pray for my enemies. I pray for my enemies. I pray that I never have to kill them. I pray that they leave me alone so I don't have to kill them. I pray that they stay away from my home, my family, my children, my wife. I don't have any of those things yet, by the way, but I'm just saying, I pray when I get them that they stay away from, or any of you guys that do have that stuff, I pray that they stay away from that so we don't have to, so you give me millions of dollars in resources like these elites have. You know what I'm saying? You give me all of that stuff. I guarantee you that we have patrols and that we have police forces all throughout this country that goes against fascism, that goes against ICE, that goes against cunts redistricting and giving resources to places that already have the most and saying fuck everybody else. This place is quickly becoming a third world country, people. But I pray for those people. I pray that I never have to kill them. With my light-skinnedness, I pray that I never have to kill them. I pray that I never come across them in that regard. And they never have to kill me, because they're gonna have to do something, because we can't survive. We can't live together. We've tried that. We cannot coexist. We can't coexist. We've tried that already, people. I looked into the eyes of that right wing Christian white man that was on YouTube the other day. Again, I can't remember his name, y'all. I would tell y'all because maybe I could get him on the show. That's what, man. But he's a Blue Lives Matter type. Looks like an ex police officer, if not a current police officer. He's definitely ex military. He's a killer. He's a killer. And his rhetoric and the way he thinks has always existed in this country. And he's also the idea that's currently being outwardly pushed nowadays. He's a killer. And he actually believes he's right. I pray me and people like that never have to coexist with each other in the same proximity because we won't be able to live with each other. I seen how serious he was in his eyes. I saw him. He was dead serious, bro. He will kill me, or he will kill those Somalians because he actually believes that they're bringing ideology that would rape women and children. He actually believes that Haitians he didn't say this, but I'm just saying people that think like him actually believe that they're right and everybody else is wrong, that they're doing the Lord's work. And I can't live with somebody like that. One of us got to die. One of us got to die, bro. I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. Why are you messing up my MLK dream? Listen to everything MLK said, bro. If you listen to the whole story, MLK told you himself he fucked up. He tells you himself that he led us into a burning building. He tells you himself that integration was probably the worst idea that he ever came up with. He tells you himself that he should have never took these financial support and backings of the democratic socialist Ashkenazi Jews. He tells you himself that the best thing for us to do is do for thyself, by thyself, by ourselves. He'll tell you that himself. But he's dead now for having sex with white women. Wives, particularly. Having sex with white women, with white people's wives. White men's wives. So he got killed for that. So he died in sin. I don't know. Do you think he went to heaven? I don't know. He died in sin. He died in adultery. And I'm not saying he wasn't a great man. He was a very astute, educated, I won't say well disciplined, but well put together man. He was. And his wife is an example of an exemplary woman. She's a woman. That's a woman. A woman who knows that her husband ain't shit, but still supports him and does never speak ill against him ever, and carries herself around with a smile and with her head held up high and with dignity. That's a woman right there, boy. I pray I get me one of them. Not to say I'm trying to cheat on her and stuff. I'm just saying a woman. That's a woman, boy. No shade to what Malcolm, what Dr. King accomplished, because he's far more accomplished than I ever was, particularly by my age. So I'm not comparing, you know what I'm saying? There's no comparison. He's wow. He's just one of them people, you feel me? But he, again, will tell you that he made a mistake. There's no negotiating with terrorists. And that Christian right-wing ideology is terrorism, bro. And the same people that are in charge of this country right now are acting like they're Christians, but they're not. They're occultic, cultish, demonically possessed, fascist. That's who's in charge of our country, bro. That's who. That's what's going on. Don't talk about my hair, bro. I know it's crazy. I know it's crazy. Don't talk about my hair, though. Please. Don't hurt my feelings. Please. 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 Ah. So that's what's going on. Make sure I read comments. Yeah, drinking water. They said don't drink it. So why shower in it? Yeah, DR water or maybe drinking water. They said don't drink it. So why shower in it? Facts. When I lived in third world country, man, I remember I used to play. So I used to play basketball. All like I played. I'm cold. So I played basketball, right? I played. This is when I was going to college. I was playing basketball, and like I'll be playing like outside the school too. Like I'll be playing like in the local neighborhoods and stuff like that. You know, like cause that's what I would do. I'd go to the hood and hoop. You know what I'm saying? Same thing I did over here, same thing I do over there. But you know, I'll be in the trenches sometimes too. Anyways, I'll be in the hood hooping over there, and like they'll offer me drink. And like in third world countries, like a lot of they stuff they put in like plastic bags, and then like they bite the bottom of it and like they drink the water or the juice or this pop or whatever the case may be. They drink it from the bottom. So being me, being 17-year-old, 18-year-old, 19-year-old me, trying to fit in, I would until I learned my lesson twice. I drink some of the water. You know what I'm saying? So we take a lot of these luxuries. Anyways, I drink some of the water, and some of the things that would happen to me is I would get extreme stomach viruses where I would be bedridden. I would be not at death's doorstep, but I'd be like in the same house as death. You know what I'm saying? For like 2 weeks at least minimum, drinking that water. So anyways, I say that to say, we know we got Russians hacking our water systems on a daily basis, Chinese war age criminals and war fighting men hacking our water systems on a daily basis. But at least we can still turn on the tap. And if we need to, we shouldn't. But if we need to, we can drink that water. We can't do that in any other country. I wouldn't do it. I'm just telling you, I wouldn't. I've done it. If you want to die, do it. Boy, don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, I don't wish them people any good. You know, I don't wish, I don't wish, I wish racists the exact thing that they deserve. I wish fascists the exact thing that they deserve. I wish people who are in power that are trying to push this digital ID system the exact thing that they deserve. I wish bullies exactly what they deserve. I don't wish anything well for them. I wish the wrath and the power of the Almighty Creator on them. That's what I wish. That's what I pray for, rather. I pray for my enemies. I do. You seen the movie Sinners? Yes, sir. Or yes, ma'am, I have. What is your question in relation to that? Dude, you serious in the eyes? I'm just saying, you know, I might be, but I'm just saying, if you want to know what somebody thinks, don't listen to them. Don't listen to necessarily the words, which you should, but also look in the eyes too. You know, I'm not a killer. I'm not. I don't wish harm on any person. I think everybody deserves to take care of their family and themselves. But if you're doing something and you think you have the backing of God behind you, I got God behind me too and in me. And God help us all, is what I'm gonna say. And I'm willing to carry that, and I have to be willing to carry that, whether I want to or not, to the death of me. And that's it. I don't want to fight. That shit's scary, bro. All this shit is scary. It's not, you know. But in moments of chaos, I found that I'm more comfortable when everything is burning than I am when everything is normal. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know. But also, you just got to understand the spirits that labor amongst you. It's not me that believes that jihadists are actually taking over this country. It's not me that believes that Muslim, well, that would be jihadists, but Muslim radicals in the form of Somalians coming into the country, or what's the problem with this country? It's not me that believes that black nationalists are the problem with this country. It's not me that believes these things. It's these right-wing Christian psychos that believe that they have the autonomy from God to not only be the divine ruling class of the world, but also to protect their country from people like me. And all I'm saying is, if you'll kill me, I'm telling you, I'll kill you right back. If you didn't kill me already. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know, we can all die. Let's die today. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to think like that. Again, that's scary. I don't want to think like that. I don't want to talk like that. I'm not a killer. I don't think I'm tough. I don't think none of that. But I'm not going to let you hurt me. No. That's why I get I'm very apprehensive about just being out in the world. I don't really like partying. I don't like socially gathering in large amounts. I don't want a reason for law enforcement to be able to deal with me. I don't like it. 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 But what you have then when you don't really like authority is you find yourself kind of being in positions where you kind of like have to rely on authority. Like, for example, I say I don't like authority, but in that same token, if 10 armed men were to break in my house right now, would I want authority to come help me? Definitely. I just know that also the same authority that I want to come help me is the same authority, same mentality of people that are usually right-winged locos, bro. Right-wing fascists, bro. Right-winged sinners, bro. Right-winged cunts, bro. That's why I don't want you in my house. That's what's going on, bro. That's crazy. I never thought about that. And what I never heard, that's why he got shot. Yeah, he got shot. He got shot by basically, so like the same way that Malcolm X got killed by his own people. He got killed by his own people, but he got killed by a person that was hired by the CIA and trained by the CIA to infiltrate the Nation of Islam to murder him. So he got killed by his own people, but pretty much he got killed by the CIA as well. Then Martin Luther King got killed not only because of his power that he wields over black people, but also, you know, how he was kind of like a black messiah. But Malcolm X was more so a threat as a black messiah than Martin Luther King, because Martin Luther King was nonviolent. You can live with that. The main reason that he got killed, though, other than the black messiah part, was, yes, because he slept with many men's women. Because he was a rock star. He was Michael Jackson before Michael Jackson. Martin Luther King was like the first real rock star. Like, you know what I mean? Other than like a James Brown. You know what I mean? Martin Luther King was a rock star, bro. Like a Joe Louis. He was a rock star, bro. So yeah, sleeping with people's women, you know, somebody will kill you for that, boy. Everybody not playing with you. People not playing. So yeah, he was killed primarily because of that. Primarily because of that. You know, there's a list of other reasons, but primarily that was the reason that he was murdered. Again, I appreciate y'all being here. For those of y'all that's gonna be watching this, we were talking about how the Department of Justice is suing Minneapolis for having diversity in their hiring process, for just having a quota of about 40% of their staff to be black, indigenous, people of color, as opposed to the 60% that is white people. So our government is suing the city for that type of policy, because they say that's a racist policy, and it goes against what we're trying to do, which is make it to where white people are in charge again and can't nobody say shit about it. That's what they're really saying, but they're lying and acting like they're for all people to be equal, and they're not. These people are nepo, and we also talked about what nepotism is and nepomania, how nepotism is an idea of thought, and people only hiring people who think the same like them, are in the same social class as them, or same racial group as them. And so that's what we got ruling the world right now. That's what we got as the ruling elite in the world right now. We got a bunch of nepo maniacs in charge right now. And what you got with the silent white majority and the blue collar workforce, that is the middle class, that is the silent white majority primarily, what you got with them is you got them primarily voting for this type of shit because they believe what these people actually are saying is beneficial for them, as opposed to the other thing, which is having a diverse America. And, you know, this country getting hella brown. You know, every time you go to McDonald's, is Spanish people at the window, and you're like, what the fuck? Ain't this America? You know what I mean? Ain't this America? You know what I mean? That's what's going on in a nutshell. What's good, y'all? What's up with a dog? What's up? What's up? What up? What up? Dominican Republic water is, I think that's what you're saying, right? Dominican Republic water is awful. I believe that's a shithole country. Just like, because you know it's on the same island as Haiti, right? That's on the same island. Did y'all know that? It's on the same island, just opposite sides. Haiti and Dominican Republic are on the same island, bro. That's crazy, isn't it? Anyways, yeah, it's a shit country. That's why. Anywhere the Spanish have been is a shit country. They made. Let me know if y'all can hear me, because I know that messes up the thing. Can y'all still hear me? Let me get a thumbs up, thumbs down if y'all can still hear me, because that'll mess up the when somebody calls me and messes with the audio. Can y'all hear me? Thumbs up, thumbs down. All right, y'all can hear me? Cool. Let me send this message real quick, and I'm gonna get back to y'all. So don't nobody call me back. Don't nobody call me back. Because I don't want nobody calling me back. Don't call me when I'm on live. Hold on. Right quick. I'll call back. Cool. All right, cool. So that's what you got going on right now. That's what you got going on right now. Nepotism has infiltrated the world. And nepotism isn't just I like you because you went to the same school as me. That's a part of it. Or you are in the same church as me. That's a part of it. But it's really a social elite class that is running the world in a cabal format style. Just look at the UN, and you see how the UN is supposed to be, it's about 154 nations, 154 countries, but everybody white. Like, what the fuck? That don't represent everybody. Everybody's white. Everybody not white. The world is not white. The world has white people included, and I'm not not including white people. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not a racist. I have been racist in my life. I'm an American. It's normal to be racist. I have been bigoted in my life, and I'm American. It's normal to be bigoted in this country. But I'm not. I truly believe that the only way that we can move forward is with the inclusion of everybody and all of us working together. What I'm saying is that that's never been the case. And let's not act like the little bit of headway that we made, not saying it was perfect, but the little bit of headway that we made to make it at least equal on paper isn't a step in the right direction, that it was actually a step backwards. Let's not act like that's the case, because we just got out of Jim Crow in the 1970s. You people are fucking hypocrites and the worst people that have ever existed in humanity, and I can't wait till you guys die. Anybody who thinks like this. It's true. Sounds crazy, sounds ignorant, sounds raw, sounds uncanny, sounds unchecked, sounds unfiltered, but it's true. I'm not lying. I don't know. You can talk to me. What you think? All right, I skipped a bunch of comments, so let me make sure I address everything that was said. What's safer, alkaline water or spring water? Spring water for sure. Alkaline water is primarily infused with, like, I used to think alkaline water, but spring water, because it's the most natural. Alkaline water, they infuse like minerals into it. They try to like spruce it up. I've drunk some alkaline water that just outright tasted metallic-y. They just outright tasted like, had like a stinging taste to it, because they put too much in it. So spring water. And then you want to shake that bottle up, like 6 or 7 be saying, shake it up so that water can come back alive, and then speak to it. Just say thank you. Thank you for God's creation. Thank you for being here. And watch what it does is to your metaphysical self. The energy in you would just become vibrant. That's a gem right there. You watched the movie Him yet? Nope. But I watched the summary of it. And do I think that in order to be the GOAT, you got to drink the blood, or you got to be infused with the blood of previous GOATs? I think LeBron James definitely be getting blood treatments for sure. For sure, he be getting blood treatments. Tom Brady, they definitely used to be hooked up on IVs and have blood transfusions and shit like that. For sure. For sure. Do I think it was as like outwardly like, you know, I'm gonna meet in the middle of a field and there's gonna be people in goat heads and shit like that before I sign my contract? Maybe. You know, when you do rituals every day before a game, like Thomas Brady and LeBron James, because you know that ritual he'll do. Y'all know the ritual when he doing the smoke in the air. Yep, y'all know that. That's a ritual. When he doing that pregame ritual, and then when Thomas Brady has his wife pray all over the stadium, you know, praying to whoever the fuck she praying to, the demonic spirit she praying to. When you got stuff like that, who knows what you've been accustomed to. And then when you're at the top of society in that regard, who knows what you'll do? You know, who knows what you'll do? You know, who knows what you will do? You know what I'm saying, who knows what you will do? Water pH 7.0 out higher. Yeah, it sound good, but I'm telling you, I had a water pH. It might not have been 7.0 higher. That's why it tasted like that. But it was just like a stinging taste, and it was like, boy, I don't never want no alkaline water again, boy. Heck, you know. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. That's right. Why did I look to the left? Is because I was thinking about if we actually have something that we need to be afraid of. What we need to be afraid of is not being used by the Most High. So right now, in the Bible, it talks about there will be times of famine, times of war, times of struggle. But the children of the Most High, the children of God, should not take fret. We shouldn't be afraid of it. We should actually embrace it, and we should actually be laughing and smiling during times like this, because we will be abundantly protected, and we will be led to prosperous lands and you know, and running waters. We will be led to something to the effect. It says that. So go read for yourself, please. I implore you. But what I'm saying is that during these times is actually when everybody else is suffering, we actually gonna be doing better. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but during the pandemic, I didn't suffer. Me personally, I did not suffer, and my relationship with Christ was not this strong. But I didn't suffer, nor did anybody in my family suffer. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that if they did, I'm not saying they weren't of Christ, but I'm just saying during these times currently, right now, we are in a recession that is almost equivalent to the Great Depression right now. And all I'm saying is I'm doing good. That's all I'm saying. So what can I attribute that to? I can attribute that to me having my quiet place where I can go talk to God daily, and I do. I got a bar in one of my songs. I talk to the Most High and go live. I talk to the Most High and go live. I got way too much out in my eye. I be never frontline when it's fire. Like a beast in the dark, I be lurking. I say that, I don't be lying in on my raps. But anyways, I say that to say that I had my quiet place. My quiet place is my sanctuary. The best thing about me in my life, I said it in the last episode, but the best thing about me in my life is my ability to be used by the Most High in my quiet place where I can go alone and I can be poured into. That's the best thing about my day. That's the best thing about my life. That's the best thing about anything. And I'm still, you know, a great work is being done to me. I still be cussing. I still be smoking sometimes. I still be, you know, I'm a sinner. But I'm being used. And all I'm saying is if you allow yourself to be used, you ain't going to have nothing to worry about. You're not going to have to worry about no money. I'm not saying everything going to be perfect. I'm not saying everything going to be exactly the way you like it. But I'm saying is you're not going to have to worry the way everybody else worrying. And actually, you should not. You should be doing the opposite. You should be happy about now. Because these people that are, you know, we seeing all these prophetic things playing out. These people are making these prophecies come about. It's not like natural. These people want the prophecies to happen at a rampant pace so they can be the receivers of the new world. That's what's going on. Him movie was whack. I heard it was whack. I heard it was whack. What was the hidden message behind Sinners? I'm just picking your brain. It wasn't no hidden message, bro. What the heck is going on? Yo, what the heck? Why is my screen black, y'all? Hello? Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Pay my light bill. Boy, I'm rich. And I ain't trying to flex, but my light's paid. I don't know why it just went out like that. Like it's pitch black. That's weird, bro. You talking about pay your light bill? That's weird, bro. Hell nah. Oh, you said that. That's funny. Pay your light bill. Hell nah. Yeah, my shit paid. I don't know what's going on. Hold on, let me try it again. Oh man, this live is hating on me, y'all. This FBG butter. It's FBG butter. Hey, y'all at FBG butter and tell him to leave me alone, bro. It's been a long time, but he not leaving me alone, bro. I guess I've been spitting too much, and now they mad. Now they hating at me. So now they wanna cut me out. They tired of looking at me. Oh man, there we go. There we go. FBG Butter was hating on me, y'all. That's what was going on. It was FBG Butter. That's what was going on. And for those of y'all that's gonna be watching this back, I appreciate y'all being here. Don't forget to double tap the screen because that just lets us know that you are engaged and that you rock with us because we are the biggest, by the way. We're bigger than everybody, including FBG Butter, including you, Butter. We bigger than you, bro, because you're a hater, bro. FBG Butter. Anyways. We talked about how the Department of Justice sued Minneapolis for having 40% quota of BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, People of Color, in their hiring force for their public school systems. We talked about how nepotism is ruling the country in the world as we speak. We talked about how non-diverse stuff like the UN is, that's supposed to be the most diverse place and fair place on the planet. And then we also talked about how blue collar America is kind of like in the way and is keeping this nepotism and this racially motivated system alive because working class people usually don't have time to read. So since they usually don't have time to read, they're the easy list. I know it's not a word, but I'm running with it. Is the most easy emotionally manipulated group of people out there because they're too busy digging holes and shit. So they don't have time to read the policies that they're voting for that they think only affect brown people. They don't have time to read that. Or they don't have the interest to read that. Or they dropped out to read that. So they're not going to read that. So they don't even know what's going against their own self-interest. Blue collar America, you have fucked yourself in the guise and in the name of fucking me and making my life harder. I'm doing well. And as I do more well, I'll be able to give out my resources other than just my words. I'll be able to give out resources to my people. And my people aren't just black people. Whatever that means. I don't even know what that means, but I know what it means, but I don't like that word. So my people aren't just black people. My people are God's people. So that's what we've been talking about. And let me finish reading y'all questions, and I'm going ahead get up out of here. And I'm gonna let y'all get and enjoying y'all spouses, y'all children, y'all puppies, y'all cats, y'all TV. I'm gonna let y'all get back to the Matrix. I'm gonna let y'all plug back into the Matrix. This is an unplug from them. Oh my goodness, I might change the name of my show to the Unplug Matrix Unplugged. Oh my goodness, I know this is Let Me Talk and shit like that. There, I came up with that shit when I was at 607 Uncals because that nigga would never shut up. So I had to talk. I had to scream over the nigga just to get a word in. You feel me? So it's like, but this is when y'all over here, this is the Matrix Unplugged. Just so y'all know. When y'all over here, this is the Matrix Unplugged. For sure. You know what I'm saying? When y'all over here. I just want y'all to know that. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's what's going on. Make sure I got all of y'all questions out the way. I am a job. That's why Hollywood fucks with Greek mythology. Why? What's your point? I don't remember what I said for you to say that, so remind me, please. I got about 3 minutes before I got to go. Have you watched Unplug 'em channel? No, ma'am. Duality, what you mean? What you mean? What I mean? He is from Detroit. Great content, bro. Unplugged channel for sure. Facts. I was just unplugged, then I checked on your channel. Oh, right on, dog. Yeah, this is the Matrix Unplugged. Whenever y'all over here, y'all unplugging from the Matrix, and then when y'all leave, y'all can go plug back in all y'all want to. You know what I'm saying? All y'all want to. But I got about 3 more minutes. So with those 3 minutes, I just want to talk to y'all about what do I think is going to happen in the next 10 years or so, and what do I think is going to happen with right-wing Christian nationals, and what do I think about the state of the world, and what do I think is happening. So this is what I think is going to happen in the next 10 years. In the next 10 years, we're going to have a countrywide multiple things are going to happen, as far as there's going to be a race conflict that's going to happen sometime beginning next year. It's going to happen either in the months between January and April. It's going to be a racial conflict that's going to involve 40 or more people, 20 to 40 people. And then what I also believe is going to happen is that we're going to have a crackdown more on the 2025 agenda, as far as removing any type of remaining policies that were racially inclusive and stuff like that. We're going to just keep doubling down on that type of stuff. Then what's also going to happen is we're going to also have a global conflict that's going to give America the go ahead or the right to go be more aggressive with other nations. So I'm not saying that World War III is necessarily going to kick off next year, but what I'm saying is that we're going to have more reason and we're going to have more propaganda that's going to support that reason to happen sometime next year. If not in early, between January and April, it's going to happen before December for sure. That's going to happen next year. And then within the next 9 years, what we're going to have is we're going to have more racial conflicts that happen. But then we're also going to come to a place of people are going to become tired. People are going to get more and more angry, as time progresses. The anger is going to come from the bots and the AI models and the Russian and Chinese, Nigerian, Bangladeshian, Micronesian, the foreign hackers that come into our conversations when we're having racial debates, or we're having racial conflicts, or we're having civil rights conversations online. The sentiment is going to become even more angrier. So then what we're going to have is we're going to have either in 9 years or after the 9-year period, we're going to have a system that's supposed to check misinformation and bots and AI and shit like that. We already supposed to have that, but it's going to be more so for those bots that try to race bait us. Because, those mostly are bots and hackers, people that are not American. We just did an episode the other day, y'all, where the Department of Homeland Security main page was not rooted to be getting ran out of Washington, D.C., Virginia, Maryland, Ohio, Texas. No, where do you think it was? It was in Israel. So this stuff is already happening. You can either keep being a victim of a lack of awareness to what's going on around you, or you can be aware that, hey, they're trying to, in a free society, they're trying to make it to where that we are like the old world. They're trying to take us back to the old world when this is America, damn it. And in America, we are free. Either we will stand on that freedom and we'll start recognizing that when we see these dumbass comments in social media and we see all these race baiting type of people that are on these IG threads and underneath these TikTok videos and shit, when we see that, we won't start saying, hey, that's a white man that just wants to say fuck us. And it can be. But nah, that's probably a Nigerian that's getting paid by CIA under the table. That's probably Russian hackers. That's probably Chinese hackers. That's probably Bangladeshian hackers. That's not America. That does not represent America. That's not America. You're right. I got to get the heck out of here, or else I'm not going to stop talking. I got to go. I got to go now. If I don't go now, I'm not gonna leave. I gotta go now, people. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. Y'all should have, yeah, I'm glad y'all said something. I'm glad y'all said something. I'm glad y'all said something. I'm glad y'all say something. I'm glad y'all say something. You know what I'm saying? Because if I don't go, I'm gonna go now. I love y'all too. I love y'all with the grace of God. I love y'all with everything that's a part of me. I love you too much to lie to you. I love you too much not to do this every day and to try every day and to grow this platform. Again, this is the smallest that you'll ever see us at. We are the biggest, by the way. Don't forget to tell everybody about us. Don't forget to double tap that screen and give us a like, comment, share, subscribe, because we are the biggest, by the way, and it helps push us in the algorithm. I love y'all with the grace of Christ and the Most High, and I'll see y'all next time, Lord willing. Remember, stay aware, bro. That's all you gotta do is just stay aware. It's not what you think it is. You're being finessed. I love y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.